get you a little closer. So, little bit of an update today. Nothing going on with my game. It's going fine. It's about done. I'm about ready to start working on the next one. I still want to beat my game. I'm gonna beat it, but I haven't quite yet. I'm getting close. And then I'll start working on another level pack, another 5 levels for like the sequel or the expansion pack, whatever. But yeah, I don't want this channel to just be me showing my exuberant side, right? My excited, happy side, because that's not the whole truth, right? When you listen to other streamers, other people who are successful, a big factor is consistency, right? And this is really rough for me to hear because consistency is something I really struggle with. I can do anything as long as I don't have to do the same thing over and over and over again, it seems. But I'm learning, I'm practicing, and I'm learning to find a way that is my way, right? A way that works for me too. And some days that's what this looks like. Or that some days that looks like this, I guess. Is, yeah, just maybe you can feel the energy in your chest if you ever stop and think, right? There's this energy in your chest. And sometimes it's like a star that just is bursting with energy, right? And that's me on my good days. But I spin up much easier than I wind down, right? And I get so spun up that the noise just builds and builds and builds until it just kind of becomes white noise and it clicks over to this lack of energy, this drained feeling, this deep fatigue. And with that emptiness comes a lot of sad feelings, hopelessness, unnecessary struggle. To sit in silence, to cultivate stillness, to practice gratitude, to practice acceptance, to practice contentment, right? To disengage from chasing gratifications. It's important. And if you get depressed, if you know what I'm talking about, it's your body telling you it's time to take a break, right? But we don't want to take breaks. We want to keep dancing and reveling. So yeah, I don't know if you can hear me that well. I don't want to put on my headphones, so I just put them. I got the little mic. Can you see the mic? You can when I'm like this. Hello, friends. So no, if you struggle, if you're not always happy, if you can't just turn yourself on and off like some sort of robot, it'd be so wonderful to be a robot, wouldn't it? But if you're not a robot, know that you're in good company. You know, it sounds horrible to live without hope, but hope is a hope is an illusion. It's okay. There's ways. There are good philosophies that can teach us how to live without hope, without needing hope. It's okay to be hopeless sometimes. It's okay to be hopeless all the time. There are ways to accept these things and to focus on the now, to come back to the breath, to come back to the body, to come back to a mantra. Just a floating head in my black hoodie. So yeah, the demo should be out soon. Gotta push the product, right? I'm here for a reason, right? They always do that, like at the end of Hot Ones or at the end of an interview. Like, okay, what are you gonna plug? All right, Josh's Depression, brought to you by Ninja, the Ninja, the quest for the Jade Statue. Woo woo woo. It's rough to have to monetize your passions. It's rough to have to turn all of your hobbies into hustles. It's rough, huh? It's rough on all of us. That's the hard part, right? Even the most privileged of us have it really rough. All humans have it rough. But there are always people who have less than you who are happier. And there are always going to be people who have more, who are so much more miserable than you. As miserable as you are, I guarantee you there are people with more who are even more upset. The Tao Te Ching encourages us to be like water, which is content with the low places that others disdain. Alright, so it's okay to be lowly. It's okay to be poor. He who has enough is truly rich, right? We may be poor kings, but I think we're still kings. I can click this button, turn off my stream, and go take a hot shower. I'm prepping for a colonoscopy, so I can't have a good meal today, but tomorrow I can have a good meal. I could feast if I wanted. I could feast every day if I wanted. I could feast so much it would literally kill me. Right? And this is I don't, well, as humans, as mortal beings, we think that there's a difference between blessing and curse, but from a timeless perspective, right? So the only difference between a blessing and a curse is time and space. It's perspective, right? And when you take time and you take perspective and space and all these objective conceptual things, if you take yourself out of all that and you practice the eternal part of yourself, the still part of yourself, the silent part of yourself, I don't know. Wise words do not impart wisdom to the unwise. And who am I? Just a fool. A blind man trying to lead other blind men. Sorry for the generally male references that when I address, yeah, 90% of my audience, probably straight white dudes. To the others, I'm sorry for not acknowledging you in my wisdoms, but yeah, these are the translations I'm given. This was the society I was raised in, and we're trying to better ourselves, right? I'm trying to become more aware. Those who define themselves cannot know who they truly are. I'm trying to practice so the actual quote is, he who defines himself cannot know who he truly is, but that's like an unnecessary distinction, right? So I have all these quotes in my head, all these things I've read over and over again. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, such a muddled mess. The more you know, the less you understand. In the pursuit of knowledge, every day something is picked up. In the pursuit of wisdom, every day something is dropped. Something is let go of. And again, I don't know. I guess I have the audio levels right here to look at. I'm kind of quiet. Perhaps I'm alright. I shaved. I look a little chinless, but it feels so much cleaner to be shaven. Almost ready to buzz my head again. Yeah, so yeah, some of these successful people that we have to look up to. First of all, success is as dangerous as failure. And we really take a lot of advice from successful people, and perhaps that's not as wise as we think it is. But anyway, these successful people, they're superhuman, right? Like, I compare myself to the god of thunder all the time, mighty Thor of pirate software. Dude's a super mutant. He's a mutant, right? He sleeps like 4 or 5 hours a night. Is like highly disciplined, super smart, super skilled. Who am I compared to that? I'm different. I have other strengths. Great need invokes great response, right? And I have had a lot of great needs in my life, and I needed to learn a lot of things that Thor seems to know quite well, right? He's very good at processing his emotions, accepting them when they're there, recognizing them when they're there. But here I am again comparing myself to others. It's a thing that these apes that we are do. We compare. But I've been doing things same. I'm about his age, maybe a little older. I'm no, I don't know. He's a deep wizard. He knows the deep knowledges. I'm a dirty wizard. I know just enough to get us all in trouble. It's okay. Stick with me. I'll teach you my dirty wizardry. And I'll teach you that it's okay to not be okay. And for those of you who weren't taught any of this, right? I'm an elder millennial. Self-care wasn't even in the lexicon until we were in our 20s, right? I didn't Meditation was some weird like oriental thing, right? Like just these weird these old descriptors for weird things. Foreign, other, not Christian. Gotta be careful about that, because even the other Christians are quite dangerous. You need to be the right Christian. Sorry, my upbringing is the harm that I feel my upbringing did to me is spilling right now, and I don't mean to insult anyone. Yeah, so, dear diary, Joshicus is still angry. And he's really burnt out from being so angry all the time. But am I don't know. I still want to dance and revel and sing. So you'll see me. I'll be back dancing and reveling and singing. Trying to beat my game. I I could totally do it without streaming. If you guys weren't here, I'd be fine. If everyone were just me, just copies of me. Isn't that a common thought, right? I know the way. Everyone else, if I could just teach everyone else my way, then the world would be in harmony. We'd be one monoculturous blob. Right? It's hard to be different, but it's good. It is. It just is. You know, we don't need to be saying good or bad. I don't know. I meant to be wrapping this up. Can I see how long I've been up for? Where's my numbers? Whatever. Yeah. Joshicus Saint Anger. Still learning. Still figuring himself out. Yeah. Well, if you're still here, thank you for joining me. No one's here. I'm all alone. I'm talking to an invisible, imaginary person inside of my camera. Right? This crowd of people, even. It's okay. This is a good traveler, has no fixed plans, and is not intent on arriving at his destination. Here I am on my path. And here you are on your path. Our paths are crossed, and perhaps our paths will be parallel for a little while. Uh, our minds gotta just see all the flaws in our visages, right? Everything we don't like about ourselves is exactly what we see. See this big old nose that hooks a little? Disney taught me that hooked noses are for bad people. And here I am. And when I smile, my nose hooks even more. Villain. If I learned anything from Disney, it's that I look like a villain. We're all villains. We're all heroes. We're all monsters. We're all angels. We're all gross and divine and scared shitless and overconfident. Alas, here I am still rambling on and on and on. I could probably ramble on all day, huh? Well, I'm gonna go practice silence for a little bit out in my yard. Goodbye.